Hey guys, it's Mike with Redneck Politics, where real American voices matter. Today we're going to do something a little different. As we all know, there's so much stuff going on. I could just pick out anything, any certain topic, and it's bullshit that's going on, especially coming out of that White House and from this administration. Today I want to talk about something a little different. I have talked about it in past videos before. It was when I kind of first started into this. I didn't really have any subscribers. I do now. And I want to be able to explain to my subscribers why I'm doing this and what I'm doing this for, and some of the facts of my own experience, that I can bring to the table as far as making sure everything I give to you is nothing but facts. And that's what we do here on this channel, because American voices matter. That's what this program is about. My podcast is for the American people. I had never been into politics before, never thought about politics before. I've always enjoyed history until 2020, when we had the COVID. And at that point in time, I was having my own medical experiences that I was going through. And it gave me a lot of time to actually delve into what our Congress does, what our Senate does, what the White House does, where the guardrails are. I have learned an awful lot through this experience. I don't like Donald Trump, and I don't make that. I'll shout it to the world. It don't matter. I do have people that comment on here sometimes. They're 35 years old and saying, Trump's a good guy. Let me tell you, I am 62 years old. I am one of the last of the baby boomers, and we grew up knowing exactly who Donald Trump is. All his life is he has lived this fairy tale dream that most kids want to live, as far as being wealthy and having the things they want. So he never went without. His dad was very successful in doing what he did. He has his family has been in this country now for some time. But he was nothing more than just what Donald Trump was, a playboy. That's all he was. He had a lot of money, and it's no different. You can't put any point any fingers towards him for being a rich kid wannabe playboy. That's what he did, and he had friends that ran along the same lines. So I'm not even talking about Trump's businesses. We're not even going there. Where we're going today is I'm going to show you how Trump and Epstein is connected. Because some people are just they either just refuse to see it, they don't want to hear it, because this deal with the Epstein files is a lot more serious than what you think. Because these are pedophiles. These are people who have caused the worst kind of harm to a human being that anybody could cause. A child. They're innocent. They can't fight you back. You have complete control of them. And then it starts tearing them down more and more and more. And the world don't know it. The rest of the world don't know it. These kids keep this shit up inside of them, man. And half of you want to know what the fuck they're angry for? Because you have people like Epstein who have had, they're rich, wealthy beyond anyone's belief. They can do what they want when they want. They can fly here. They can fly there. They can have all the money in the world in front of you as showing off. I don't care who you are, though. If you're a child molester, you are nothing more than a fucking sick bitch. That's what you are. Epstein and Trump were like best friends for like 10 years, a long time. And you think, and you go, well, I've had best friends? Really? I hope everybody has. Then you know. If you've got a friend that you've had for 10, 15, 20 years, they know damn near more about you than your own spouse does. It's crazy to think that Epstein did all this shit and Trump never once knew about it. There's no way. There is no way possible. This man, they hung together chasing girls, partying in the same town, chasing girls, playing games with different girls. This is what they did. And you're going to tell me that there's no way Trump knew anything possibly that Epstein was doing. During their friendship, Trump, and this is where I'm going to see Mr. Comment, and you know who I'm talking about. I'm going to see how much you know now. Because Trump, back in the day, had his own pageants called Miss Teen pageant. He also ran the for the women's pageant, Miss America, and I think he tried to do some for the Miss Universe. I don't think that really got off the ground too well. Now, during these times that he was doing this, he was still associated with Epstein. There was another guy involved too, a guy named Brunel. Brunel was another guy. He was from another country, and he also had a Miss Teen pageant thing going on. And he would take and introduce a lot of these young foreign young ladies because they weren't of age, and he was actually shuffling them to Epstein. Epstein was also involved with Victoria's Secrets. Got 3 different men right there. 3 different men. All best friends. All running with these little old young girls, whether it be Miss America pageant, whether it be Victoria's Secrets, or whether it be the one that Brunel was running. Trump had pageants himself. They were all in the same arena. Yes, Trump and Epstein did have a falling out. Sure did. And it was due to, a crook ripping off another crook. That's what it was about. Epstein wanted Trump's opinion about him buying particular real estate and wanted to change the pool around. Trump fed him whatever shit he fed him, but then he went behind his back and bought the place out from up under him. And from my understanding, when he sold the place several years after that, I think Trump made like a $49 million profit. But you see, that stung him right there. And Trump had no idea that Epstein was going to do what he did. And that was, Epstein knew more people, knew more high rollers, knew more different governments, Trump had none of it. Trump is a small player in the world of Epstein. Trump did not know that just on Epstein's word, it would be made hard for him to do business. And Epstein was putting every time he could, He put Trump down. And you know Trump can't have that shit. So I don't know this for a fact, and I'll tell you straight up I don't know it for a fact. But Epstein got busted. Somebody turned him in. Somebody who didn't need him busy on the street talking about his shit against him, Trump. No. So what does he do? He turns him in. And now Epstein's got a plate full of shit that he's got to deal with right now. And that took him off Trump. See that you don't see the same playbook that Trump uses every time he gets in trouble for something. What does he do? He throws it in a different direction to get eyes off of it onto something else. He does it every day right now, even in the White House as we speak. I mean, the man will tell you, I have stopped 7 wars. But he's not telling you about the fucking 7 he started. You see, that's all. It's a word game with him, and he's good at it. He is very good at it. But anyway, back to the Epstein deal. Epstein got a sweetheart deal. It was Trump's own administration that helped make sure he got that sweetheart deal out of the state of Florida. And he did. 18 months, did 13 months on a bullshit damn sentence. Most men that gets busted for some shit like this, they go on for 30, 40, 50 years. No problem. Look at Ghislaine Maxwell. She got 20. And yes, she was a big part of it. But even without her, they would have continued. They'd have found somebody else. So in some sense, she is just as much of a fucking victim, but she's a victim of her own demise, her own making. She didn't have to do that. She didn't have to be the way she is. She did it out of greed and money. So I don't feel sorry for her. And right now, she's holding on to everything she can to keep Trump to try to get Trump to give her that pardon. Well, of course, he can't do that right now because that would really make it look bad. Because now they've done dropped another, they say 3 million more pages worth of documentation DOJ has turned over, but then there's still 3 million left, so I don't know what they're coming up with this. But anyway, Epstein got busted. He goes to jail. He gets a sweetheart deal. Brunel goes to jail too, but he goes to jail in another country, I think. But anyway, he gets busted. I haven't even been here. I'm not sure. I'm going to make a note of that. But he gets busted and he goes to jail. And guess what happens? I guess he grew a guilty fucking conscience and committed suicide. That's what they say he did. Phil got all this money in the world. He just saw one of his friends get practically, a slap on the wrist because of money gets you some places with these guys. But he didn't get that chance. They say he committed suicide. Okay, whatever. Trump is now in the White House. Epstein gets busted 2018, 2019. He commits suicide. If you think that man committed suicide, I definitely need to sell you some stuff I got out back here, because I'm telling you now, I don't understand your way of thinking. Yeah, I do. You're MAGA. You're MAGA, and you try to come up with every fucking excuse you can of why this man is not guilty. I mean, he's already been convicted of 34 felony fucking counts, people. Did y'all not know about that? I know. Nobody stands up and tells you the fucking straight goddamn truth, does it? Because he is. He's a 34 felony conviction president. His sons and him are tearing his country apart. Now, in the first year, they've already made anywhere from $4 to $7 billion. Dude, do you think the Kennedys ever did that? Do you think Reagan ever did that? Come on, let's go back even further. Because there's never had a fucking president and his family make billions of dollars while they're in the White House, and not only that, they did it in the first year and they're doing it to your face and don't give a shit. No, because they think everybody's going to buy into it. But this Epstein stuff keeps dripping back on. You know, we done heard we can go to war with Iran, talking about we're going to war, you know, more shit to do with Venezuela. Then we got so much shit going on, dude. It's not even funny. You know, our poor little settlers don't even know which side of the world they're supposed to be on. They've been switched up so many times. But Epstein, why would Epstein commit suicide? Think about it. He got hit for the very same charges in 2007. The man had plenty of money to buy his way out. Yes, he did. He had plenty enough crooked people that would help him do it. They did it before. Why would he do it? Why would he think different now? He's got enough money to hire 20 dream teams. Do you think he's going to go in there and commit suicide before he has wasted every damn avenue he could? No, he didn't. That man did not commit suicide when he thinks that the same very thing could happen to him. Maybe a little worse. Okay, let's instead of 18 months, let's do 36 months. But he can do that standing on his fucking head. He's got enough money that he can go any place he wants. Look, I already got damn Miss Maxwell in a cushy place. Look, guys, Trump has spent all this time trying to get them to redact everything about him. And you're not going to jump up now and find anything to smoking gun. He's already had over 1,000 agents go through everything, and he's got a DOJ that was do exactly what he tells them to do. So don't expect to find anything whatsoever when it comes to Trump being indicted. But see, there are still co-conspirators there. Those people need to be brought to justice. And the more that you hide their names, Trump, yes, I'm talking to you. You have pretty much gotten away with whatever it is that you... Because I'm a firm believer. If you hang out at the barbershop long enough, you're going to get a fucking haircut. And he held out many a time with Epstein. But you need to release them names, or your Republican Party, you have pretty much just shot them in the knees. You know, there's 45 names, and then I hear of 25 names. It's just this it's the bullshit and them wanting you to believe their scenario. They want you to believe their lies. But guys, I'm here to tell you, this is not the way an American president and his administration performs. There's some of you know that you don't have the age that I got on me. I've got some years, and I've got some wisdom, and I've done some screwing up in my time. But the one thing I've always had is my country right here for me. And I'll always be right here for my country. Always. And what our administration is doing to our country right now is nothing but a big grift. That's all it is. When I say this man is a kingpin, he is. He has thrived for the same damn goals as everybody, any other gangster. You know, Lucky Luciano. Hey, look, he made mega bucks, but he kept it quiet to himself. The only one close to even Trump is John Gotti. You know, that's because they can't keep, neither one of them keep their fucking mouth shut at all. That's what gets their ass in a crack. But he was raised up in the same areas that all these wise guys was raised up. He was raised up in New York. I mean, at one time or another, he was in the bed with the Italian mafia, laundering money through his casinos. Then he ends up in bed with the Russian mafia, laundering money through Trump Tower and all. You know, he's always had his money, I mean, his hands into crime, always. That's all he's ever been. This man was never qualified to begin with to be a president of the United States. But we dropped our britches and we got hooked. I didn't think it would happen on the second term, especially after what January 6th happened. But if I'd have known, I don't know, I might have been there. If somebody would have told me, hey, Mike, check this out, dude, this is a great day for the family. It's a tourist day. They're here just to see the, excitement. I might have believed that shit. No, I ain't believe that shit. Just like they arguing about this bullshit with this dude having that nurse having that gun on him. They want to sit there and tell you, he come there with a gun, and so therefore we had to use deadly force. But they're not going to tell you about the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys and all them that come to their little rallies and shit, strapped with AR-15s and stuff like that. And they say, well, that's their right to have it. Well, who's right? Which is it? You can't fucking straddle the fence and change it every time you think you want to change it. Man, this is just it's getting crazy. I believe that there's a lot of things going to transpire here pretty soon, because there are a lot of Republicans, there are a lot of big wheels, a lot of big names, a lot of folks with a lot of money who are seeing that if they stay on this shit with Trump, they're going down with it. Because he's going down. He's already committed. He's already broken laws. So what are you going to do, Mr. MAGA, when somebody else gets voted into the White House and maybe they're a Democrat? Oh man, you think they can do the same shit to you? So that's what's wrong with y'all, man. That's what's wrong with y'all. It's all about games to y'all. All about how much money you can make and how much money you can get from lobbyists and all this other bullshit. Instead of thinking about your people that voted you in and put you into office and doing the right thing. I think they ought to get rid of every damn one of you. If you are not willing to reach across the aisle and work with somebody else to better our country, we don't need you in here, man. And that's what's happened. America has laid down. We've gotten complacent, and we're putting people in there that other people could buy. We're not doing that no more. We're taking that shit away, and we're taking our country back. Guys, if you like this type of content, to hit that alert bell. Hit that like for me. And most of all, yes, subscribe to my channel. One thing I'm going to do is I'm always going to bring you the facts. There's too much media out here right now that are scared to death that Trump is going to sue them if they put on any kind of report other than what they want it to say. And man, that's where things have got to stop. Universities are starting to stand up. Law firms are starting to stand up. Americans are starting to stand up. And I'm going to tell you something. If you are tired of this bullshit, I don't care whether you're Republican, I don't care if you're independent, I don't care if you're a Democrat. Get out there and grab my hand because you're an American. That's what I care about. You guys, subscribe to my channel. Let's make some more noise and see if we can't get things back to normal. How about that, okay? Nothing but love, peace. You guys take care, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.